What is up, jabronis? Archangel here, bring you guys my impressions or review, whichever you choose to call it, of The Witcher 3: The Wild Hunt. A brief rundown of my experience with The Witcher, some of my favorite gaming series, and my top 5 favorite gaming series in fact. I've played Witcher 1 and 2, love the Assassins and Kings. I always do every single mission as I possibly can, so I go through the entire game, the entire playthrough, make sure I miss nothing. This is the only way to play RPG in my opinion. I don't think you play RPG by just doing main story. You can in an action game and miss the side quests, not miss much of the game. But to me, if you ignore the side quests in RPG, you're missing a big chunk of the game and not giving yourself the full experience of the game. So my advice would be, if you play a game like Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Witcher, Mass Effect, Dragon Age, do all the side quests. I haven't beaten Witcher 3 yet, about 30, 40, maybe 50 hours into the game. I just left Velen, still doing some side quests. That's the big chunk of this game. This game is, there's so many side quests, there's so many things to do in this game. You can spend 100 hours just doing side quests alone. Now, I mention this because, unlike a lot of people talking about this game, I've actually played and beaten the first 2 games. That's why I mentioned my background and a rundown of my experience with The Witcher, playing Witcher 2 and Witcher 1. Because a lot of people who bought The Witcher, they didn't really play the first 2. Now, I know there's a lot of people who never played any of them. Like, they didn't play the first or second one. But they went out and bought Witcher 3 because, you know, it's popularity. A lot of games nowadays, I'll talk about this in a later video if I make it. A lot of games nowadays are just hyped up. When they get hyped up, people who aren't interested in that genre go out and buy it. I'm going to talk about that later in a different video. This is not about that. But again, get back on track. In my opinion, it hurts your experience by just jumping into a game. That's my whole point of the whole topic. It hurts. It hurts if you jump into a game late, because this is Geralt's last game. So if you're jumping into the Witcher story at the end of Geralt's story, so you're not going to know what's going on, how to play, what to expect. You're not going to know who Geralt is, what the story is about, and all that good stuff. Yeah, and they do have a little at the beginning. They have a little simulation part where they ask about certain things, but they don't go into details. So you're just lost. You don't know why there's a war going on. You don't know what's going on in the game at all. Anyways, let's get into the review and not ramble on for too much long. So to give a brief idea of what The Wild Hunt is about, of course, you're continuing the story of Geralt of Rivia, a very powerful and well-known Witcher. The game follows the events of Witcher 2, and some of your choices do play a role in Witcher 3. Excuse me. The world is at war with the death of Foltest by the hands of King Slayers, whom were employed by Nilfgaard. Nilfgaard basically wanted to get rid of any competition for the attempt at world domination, but they didn't want to do it the usual way of just going at war with those kings, you know, directly. So what they did was they needed some assassins to do it for them, and they figured, what's the best way to have an assassin than hire the Witchers. And they left all the blame to the death of King Foltest and King Demavan of Aedirn, on both Geralt and the group of sorcerers known as the Lodge, because of all the signs pointing to the Lodge being behind the deaths of the kings and rumors of plot of them want to take over and have their own little state. The Wild Hunt the Witch Hunt is started. Excuse me. All sorcerers pretty much just put to death. The Witch Hunt, they're going on. They want to kill anything related to witches and sorcery. If it involves magic, they don't like it and they want to kill it. With Aedirn and Temeria weak, Nilfgaard moves in and destroys everything in their way as it takes over as they took over the lands. Now the Empire is pretty much in charge now and all but have their victory. Meanwhile, the Wild Hunt is on the prowl. The Wild Hunt. It's a group of ancient beings, specters, some would say, whom are led by the king of the Wild Hunt. They look and seem like elves, but aren't quite elves. You know, believed to be an omen of misfortune and death. It's said they appear mainly during the winter. So if you play the game at the beginning of the game, you start hearing Geralt mention it a few times that winter is coming. Now, Geralt also mentions in Witcher 2 that he believes these powerful beings are not spirits, but beings from another dimension. Most in the game, most in the world of Temeria, they think that the Wild Hunt is specters and mystical creatures. They don't think they're, you know, physical beings. Geralt thinks they are. He just needs to come from a different dimension, different from our own, where their kind rule. So what role do they play in this game? They are on the hunt for Ciri, daughter of the Nilfgaardian leader and student of Geralt. Destroying everything in path to find her, the Nilfgaardian Emperor knows of his daughter missing and also knows Geralt saw her more as his own daughter than just a student. So he tasks Geralt with finding Ciri because the Wild Hunt can get to her. He knows that Geralt has the abilities to get to the Wild Hunt to get to Ciri before the Wild Hunt and make sure that she is safe. Speaking of Ciri, though she is the student of Geralt and wants to be put on the Witcher's path, she's not fully completed her Witcher training, so she's not really a Witcher. She doesn't have the same abilities as any other Witchers or have the appearance of a Witcher besides her ashen hair. She is actually a playable character in the game, which not going to give any spoilers to anybody. You do get to play as her for a few hours into the game. It's not like, when I say playable, I don't mean like you can select between her and Geralt and just play the story that way. It's not like that. There's certain missions in the game where you actually need to play as her. That's how it goes. In the midst of all of this, Geralt has also finally been reunited with his long-lost love, Yennefer. For those that played the previous titles, that name might catch your attention. When Geralt lost his memory in the events of Witcher 2 took place, he was searching for Yennefer, and The Witcher 3 starts off with the search continuing on until he finally sees her, only she isn't lost or on the run, but with Nilfgaard. Switching it over to talk about the graphics and whatnot, the game is absolutely beautiful. It has been in the news lately because people feel the game was downgraded from what it was during E3. First off, people, you need to understand that and know that games from the E3, they never look that way when they release. Okay, those clips are built before majority of the game is even out, and they are intentionally made to look amazing to catch your eye and get your attention. Is marketing. That's all it is. It's just marketing. Look at this game. Look at it. It's pretty. Look at it. Second, yes, Witcher was downgraded, but you can't really tell as this is far the most stunning RPG I have seen thus far. Probably the most beautiful game, period, to this date on consoles. Character models are amazing. The environment is amazing. The weather effects. Other RPGs can take note from how CD did the weather because it's done great. Geralt even mentions changes in weather as it happens. Trees sway and branches crackle when there's strong winds. Waves are stronger during storms and strong winds. This game has no graphical flaw in my opinion. And I'm playing on Xbox One, so on PC that's going to be that 110 times fold. So imagine how much better the visuals can be. Now this is just now in 2015. These games are going to look way more amazing in the future. Just imagine where these titles, where these consoles, PS4 and Xbox One can go in the future. Now the details is masterful. Lastly, on the graphics talk, this isn't Watch Dogs, which look amazing at E3, but look muddy and crappy as hell when it released. This game, as I said, is still graphically a marvel, but also the story is amazing. You can complain about, it's not the same thing that they showed at E3, it was downgraded, but the story is still amazing and the game is still beautiful. So play it, enjoy it, and just experience what others who've been experiencing for so long when it comes to the Witcher franchise. Much like previous games, Witcher comes with some fun mini games. Of course, fighting is back, but there's a newcomer, a game called Gwent, which is a card playing game similar to card games like Hearthstone, Yu-Gi-Oh, etc. Each card is of an in-game character, so you see like cards like Yennefer and Geralt and Vesemir. They think people like that. The cards have people on it. There's area effect cards, there's cards with special abilities. First person to outscore their opponent is, in the best of 3 is the winner. Now it's really fun and addicting, especially if you're like me and was into those kind of card games growing up. Overall, what else can I say about this game that I haven't already said? It's beautiful, a great final chapter to the story of Geralt. The story's amazing, the writing, the voice acting, the animation, all of it is gold. Combat is perfect. Leveling system is different but not bad. New monsters are amazing. Your choices matter, and what separates Witcher from other RPGs that give you choices that dictate the game, it doesn't hold your hand. We need more of that in gaming. Don't hold our hand. So you don't know what the outcome of your choices are. You don't know what's right and what's wrong. You don't know what you're doing is gonna have a good impact or a bad impact. It's not like a BioWare game where options are color coded with red and blue, and not like Bethesda games where the right choice is very obvious. I love the dialogue options in this game. No hand holding for RPGs is perfect. I don't want to call this game Game of the Year because it's still pretty early. You know, there's a lot of games coming out. There's plenty. We haven't even hit 3 yet. There's plenty of games coming out, but I will say that thus far, this is the best game I've played thus far. Period. When it comes to the new consoles, not period as in ever, but period in terms of the new cycle consoles. I get to play a game as good as Witcher, and no game has come out this year thus far that rivals it. So you know this is getting a 10 out of 10 for me. You already know it. It's getting 10 out of 10 for me. It's by far one of my favorite RPGs of all time. I'm definitely gonna give it that nod, where it's up there with one of my favorite RPGs. I've heard people say they think it's the best RPG ever. I don't go that far, but it's up there in my opinion. There's some bugs and glitches I've heard people talk about. I myself haven't experienced many issues with the game. Some folks on PS4 reporting serious frame rate issues, and Poppy and his PC I heard had some minor issues like the usual crashing. I know that the Korean version was supposed to launch with a Korean dub, but didn't, so they had to patch it in. PC also was having some issues with frame rates and a hair physics issue, but a patch came out to fix that. That should have been an issue to begin with, but apparently freaking the hair was causing issues with frame rate. The PS4 and Xbox One have brought up auto save issues, where the game is deleting saves. Some Xbox One gamers have mentioned that there's been some sound cracking when finishing quests. Like the game just like does like a weird sound crackle when you finish a quest or you level up. So that's all I've heard in terms of bugs and glitches on that front. Again, I haven't had many issues. I have had the sound crackle issue where I'll level up or finish a quest and it makes a little weird sound. I might have had some frame rate drops, but they patched that recently. They recently made a patch not too long ago where they fixed the frame rate on Xbox One, PS4. That's my review. As always, guys, thank you for watching. It's always appreciated. Do check out The Witcher 3, but I say definitely check out First Against First. That's my opinion. Check out First Against First if you can. There's a lot of deals out there where you can actually get The Witcher 1 and Witcher 2 for free. So try to check them out. Check them out. You might not like Witcher 1 because how outdated it is, and so you don't have like the weird combat mechanics and the not as good graphics, because you know it's the first game. It's come out a long time ago. But at the least, try Witcher 2. It was free on the Xbox 360. If you don't want to go back as far as Witcher 1, you won't regret it. Try Witcher 2. It's a very, very good game. This game is definitely deserving of the high reviews it has gotten. Hope you guys have a good day. Thank you for watching again. Peace out.